Hi Dave, here we are in Debdale Park, which is your natural habitat, and it's gorgeous here. In the lockdown, you've used your gifting in hosting these quiz nights. Can you tell us something about that?
Yeah, well, I've done them in the past at Kingsburn Hall, and it was a suggestion from Mike Spencer. He said, oh, we could do with a quiz. And I was a bit nervous about it because I didn't know how we would be able to do it technically over Zoom. But then Evie Seymour said, oh, I'll give you a hand, so that helped. So yeah, I tried it out, and it certainly worked. People seem to enjoy it, and they let off a lot of steam, which I think is really important, and there was a lot of laughter, which I think is really important at the moment under lockdown. So yes, it was good.
And it's also a role that you seem to enjoy.
Yeah, well, it's therapy for me. I find it difficult when I'm amongst a lot of people to just sort of be myself, and if everybody's talking, to just interject. And so if I'm running the quiz, I'm in charge. Everybody's got to look at me, so that takes the strain off, and so I can actually, it gives me a chance to have my voice, and I enjoy doing that. And then it's a bit of an act really, and then I can slope off afterwards and just be myself and relax. So yeah, it's been good.
Yeah, it's an act, but it's also a gift to the community. Really enjoyable gift. Now, in the lockdown, has there been a particular part of the Bible which has spoken to you?
Yeah, I was thinking about who's in lockdown in the Bible, and I think the main person is the Apostle Paul. I was reading from Philippians. Paul in Philippians 4:10 says, I rejoice greatly in the Lord that you last renewed your concern for me. Indeed, you were concerned, but have no opportunity to show it. I'm not saying this because I am in need, for I have learned to be content whatever the circumstances. I know what it is to be in need, and I know what it is to have plenty. I have learned the secret of being content in any and every situation, whether well-fed or hungry, whether living in plenty or in want. I can do all this through him who gives me strength. And I thought that was, really telling for, these times. And I read on a website, it says, Paul, who endured persecution, shipwreck and beatings for the gospel, yet he never once complained. His letter to the church in Philippi is filled with rejoicing, as focusing on God let him live above his circumstances. The more we talk and complain about a situation, the worse it looks, until the problem looms large in our mind than our faith does. Conversely, carrying challenges straight to God keeps matters in perspective. The Lord is bigger than any hardship. On his strength we rise above the difficulty.
Thank you. Now, for some people, lockdown has been an ease of life. It's been simpler, easier. For others, it's been an extra strain. It's made life harder. What has it been for you?
Well, it has and it hasn't. In some ways, I've been used to it because I've lived on my own for nearly 30 years now. So I'm used to being at home a lot myself. I like being on my own at times, but I do need to be amongst people to get out and have a laugh and have conversation.
Yes.
But the thing I miss most is just sort of physical contact with people. Just being at church and seeing people, giving people a hug, and just patting them on the shoulder. It's a natural need for humans.
Yeah.
And
yeah, so the recent development that now you are in a bubble with Paul and Alison, how is that for you, briefly?
That's good because we get on really well. We have the same sense of humour, so that's comforting.
That is so good. Thank you so much for giving us an insight in your COVID life.